Hey, insight number 4, in section 133, it is a longer one. It's a really jam-packed full of really good stuff that I really had to pray what to select to teach you guys, because there's some good stuff in here that we could really deep dive into. So if you want to do that, go do that. And the Come Follow Me manual this week has some really good questions around some of the points made in this section, so really cool. Anyway, so for this one, we're looking at verses 45 and then 57 to 59. Yeah, 57 to 59. So let's get into it. 45 says, "For since the beginning of the world, have not men heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither hath any eye seen, O God, besides thee, how great things thou hast prepared for him that waiteth for thee." So all that you can imagine is going to be in the next life for the Lord's coming. All those wonderful things that are prepared for us, we can imagine them. I have such a great imagination. I am imagining this beautiful, small cottagey house, just perfect, big windows that looks out over the ocean. I'm living with just peaceful surroundings and beautiful trees, gardens. I've got bird life, and there's lots of cats around, because I love cats, all sorts of cats, from tigers to lions, right down to house cats. I want cheetahs and panthers, and there's this really cute Arctic snow cat thing that he's just adorable, and I want him, and I want them to live with me, and I imagine all this, and that's as far as my imagination can stretch, and it stretches far. There's ice cream on tap, and I just have this most soft, amazing couch, like a cloud. You'd imagine a cloud would be just so soft and squishy, and it's just, that's what I've got. And yet we are told it is going to be even better. And you're like, but how? How could it be better than that? Because it's the best thing that I can think of, and yet it's going to be better. So that's just mind-blowing for me. So anyway, that's 45. Let's go 57 to 59, because it's kind of the reason. Anyway, all right. "And for this cause, that men might be partakers of the glories which were to be revealed, the Lord sent forth the fullness of his gospel, his everlasting covenant, reasoning in plainness and simplicity." So for us to get to this amazing place where we cannot imagine how amazing it is, that's why we have the gospel here on earth, to learn and grow and to stretch ourselves, our capacities to be better. And 58, "To prepare the weak." Who's the weak? I'm certainly weak. I put my hand up there. We are the weak. "To prepare the weak for those things which are coming on the earth, and for the Lord's errand in the day when the weak shall confound the wise, and the little ones shall become a strong nation, and two shall put tens of thousands to flight." So that those of us who are mighty in anything will be the mightiest. All the wisdom of the world is not going to mean a thing for those that have a testimony of Jesus Christ, right? And 59, "And by the weak things of the earth the Lord shall thresh the nations by the power of his Spirit." It's like, wow, this is going to be cool. Again, remember, apocalyptic language, don't get too frightened or anything. It's not about being frightened, it's about being excited. So the gospel is simple. It's told us there, the gospel is simple, and there are great things ahead for those that embrace it, right? Gospel is simple. I say this to my institute students all the time. Gospel is simple. They're like, but it's so hard to live. I'm like, I didn't say it was easy. I said it was simple. It can be hard to live, and it can be very simple to live. It's really around your attitude and your approach to it. But following Jesus is actually very simple. It really is. Yet because it's so simple, we often disregard it, looking for something more complex, because we think, oh, it can't be that. That's way too easy. It's got to be harder. Like, if the reward is that great, then the way to get there has got to be more complex, and we start looking for deeper meaning and deeper things. And actually, it's just very simple. It is very, very simple. You look at some of the breakdowns of what you promise to do and your covenants that you make. It's actually very simple. We're the ones that complicate it. With our humanness, we complicate it. We search for an instruction manual to educate us, yet this comes as we follow those simple gospel principles that bring us closer to Christ. There is no fancy instruction manual. Just follow Christ. That's it. There are indeed such great things ahead that we cannot even imagine. How awesome is that? Now, President Howard W. Hunter, he said, and this is one of my favourite quotes for a very long time, he said, "The gospel is a way of life. It is practical, plain and simple. It is a gospel of action, even to the tiny day-to-day actions that make up the art of living." Now, isn't that a powerful sentence? It is a gospel of action, even to the tiny day-to-day actions that make up the art of living. It is the little things we do every day. That's what helps us prepare. That's what helps strengthen the stakes of Zion. That's what helps the Lord provide a way for us, because we have that relationship with Him that we can see the way. This is what helps us to get there, to see it, to trust the Lord. This is all of it. It is a way of living. It is a way of life. It is practical, plain and simple. And it really is. I absolutely testify of that. And if you live it as we've been told, all those other things just sort of drop away. They just disappear. Like, they don't become a problem anymore. They're like a non-topic. It just is. It's pretty cool. So that's that one. So I'm going to leave you with that one. I don't want to go too long again. And the next one, in one of the week, we're going to sort of break down 134, because there's a lot in there. And we're just going to have a little discussion on the overview of the whole thing. I'll see you there.